Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahi wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa. قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كل نفس ذائقة الموت ثم إلينا ترجعون وقال الله تعالى أيضا وما الحياة الدنيا إلا لعب وله وللدار الآخرة خير للذين يتقون أفلا تعقلون صدق الله العلي العظيم. My dear respected brothers, sisters, audience, welcome back to another episode. We keep saying the at inspirational Deen Talks at the moment because at sign is required as the algorithm figures out that these bayans are important and people are viewing them. Then we will, obviously there's no at sign to be involved. It's just going to be inspirational Deen Talks. So just to clarify this at the moment, we didn't put an at sign in there purposefully. Welcome back to our episode. Alhamdulillah. Today, inshallah, briefly, we will touch, I don't want to take too much of the viewer's time. We're going to be touching on the topic of death, the most scariest, nightmarish topic when it comes to general mankind. But it's a fact that it's the most important thing that we could ever bring close to us because the success of this world and the success of the next world lies in the portal of death, the realm that when we pass through, Israelis taking our soul and we feel the pangs of death. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Kullu nafsin dha'ikatul maut. Each one of us, no matter who it is, will taste death. Thumma ilayna turja'un. And then when you return back to us, you're going to find out what will happen. In many ayat of the Holy Quran, there's mention of death. This word death has taken over many, many parts of the ayat of the Holy Quran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then says that when you return to us, your good deeds and your bad deeds will be presented in front of you. I've spoken it lightly in different ayat. And the ayat that I read to, وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا لَعِبٌ وَلَهْوٌ, that this life that we live, it is but like a mirage, to shorten it up. It's nothing but a play toy. It's something that's not of value to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلَلدَّارُ الْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لِلَّذِينَ يَتَّقُونَ. For those, again, the word taqwa comes here. For the people that fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? If you gain the attain of taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you gain this God-fearingness, godliness, not godlessness. You attain this quality of godliness. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He presents to you in the akhirat your good deeds, right? وَلَلدَّارُ الْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ. It's the best place for a person who has fear of Allah to return back home to his Creator. وَلَلدَّارُ الْآخِرَةُ. It's the best. وَلَلدَّارُ الْآخِرَةُ. The best house for a person who has taqwa is after he returns by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Would you not think about this? Today, alhamdulillah, we as creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we're making an effort. No doubt. And inshallah, through the advices that's being passed here, inshallah, I hope it's starting to impact our ruh, and we're starting to change our a'mal and start to, not go to sleep without a conscience. Today, we as humans, we don't want to have a conscience. When we don't think about things, it's like out of sight, out of mind, that kind of mentality. That's not the correct way to think about it. Yes, out of sight, out of mind. Death is out of sight, so it's out of mind. Don't ever let death be out of mind. Might not be in your sight, but keep it in your mind all the time. Ki kab maut aayegi. When death comes, it will come swift and it will take us swift from this dunya. Many in Toronto, they know of a brother, he's a family member of mine. He's called Saleh Bhai, right? He was a mutawalli, you could say, like a caregiver or one of the management members of a masjid here called Abu Bakr Masjid, right? Death came for him so fast, people didn't even understand. And there's many stories. He went for a jog after Asr Namaz, as I was told by my mom. What happened? She was on the phone with Saleh Bhai's spouse, as I was related this incident. And that's what she told me, that death came like this for him. He went after Asr for a jog, and he wasn't feeling so well. I can't remember if it was in Ramadan or if it was after Ramadan, but I think he had a fast or something. He came home and he said, okay, I'm going to have dinner now. And then 10-15 minutes, this is all happened. He went after Asr to Maghrib, not a long time, right? This is a good few years ago. And I think it was in a shortened days, like coming closer to short days. He came back home, felt a little pain in his chest. They thought, usually Desi people, we assume it's gas, right? Maybe it's just gas or something happening like this. Nothing. 5-10 minutes after that, Malikul Maut came and took him. Malikul Maut, don't wait. And he was, don't eat oily food, don't eat, no sugar, nothing. This is what I was told. Nothing when it comes to health. He was a very healthy person. But Malikul Maut was ready for him. His time had been written in this dunya. So we all are gonna taste death. When the time of ours comes to leave this dunya, how are we gonna get ready to leave? When Israeli Islam makes himself visible to us, are we ready to literally accept that? If we have no a'mal salih, no good deeds in our account, we've never made tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we've never made an attempt to cry in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ask Him for forgiveness for all the wrongs that we've definitely, not maybe, definitely that we've committed in this dunya, how will we face our Allah? I've said this before, what answer will we give to our Allah in our grave? What answer will we give to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment? We have to think that death will separate me from the love of my wife, from the love of my children, my job, my riches, my car, everything that I have, death will separate me from it. Imminently, permanently, it will take it away from you. So why are we working so hard or trying to enjoy this world to the maximum capacity? Someone was mentioning to me the word YOLO, you only live once. That is the wrong concept of living. That is completely misguiding. That, do enjoyment for one time because you only live once. You better enjoy yourself one time. That guna is recorded in your book of deeds. If you don't make tawbah for that YOLO act, you're done. That guna could be the turning point of you going to Jahannam. The one reckoning a'mal that you did that turns you into a Jahannami. Do you want to be a Jahannami? That's a question I keep asking everyone. Do you know what Jahannam is? I spoke about this in my last topic. Death will send you there or it will send you to Jannati. Where la aynun ra'at wa la uzunun samiyat. We've never seen or heard. The palaces of which Jannatul Firdaus are made. Subhanallah. We can't even discuss it. Hurul Ain. Hazrat Hakimul Ummat Hakimul Akhtar Sahab, Allah give him Jannatul Firdaus, he used to discuss about the Hurul Ain, and when he used to talk about it, you just think, subhanallah, what Allah has prepared for insan. The palaces, the beautiful places of Jannat. Jannat has no crevice in it. No crevice. The waters of Jannat don't run through the earth. It runs over the earth, pure. The honeys and everything, no taxes, nothing. I've said this before. We can't imagine it because we've never heard of it. We've never seen it. We can't believe, our imagination can't fathom such a thing. Our imagination is trapped to this brain and how much we can see as far as the dunya. But don't let this dunya fool you with whatever it is. We've become a virtual people, right? We've become a realistic. Years and many a century ago, if somebody told you China existed or Japan or some other country existed, there was no internet, there was nothing. So you had to believe it. Yes, I understand there is a place out there in the world that this is whatever, it's somewhere, right? Pakistan, India, somewhere exists, If I get in a plane and I get a chance to go, when I was studying in Johannesburg, I had you discuss and sometimes you talk to the native people, the black people that are there, and you tell them, I'm from Canada. They're like, Canada, boza. What is Canada? They don't understand. That time internet didn't exist properly. It was like maybe on the computer at that time in 2001, 2002. Right? 1990s, 98, 99 time too. The internet didn't exist like how we have it today in a cell phone. So people, when you tell them of Canada, or especially like when I told them I come from Barbados, Barbados, what is this place? They can't fathom it. Their brain has to imagine it. And they really can't virtually visualize it. But they accept it because they see proof, right? Today, when you say Barbados, the island I'm from, or you say Canada, or you say wherever, immediately, what do? We take out our phone, we Google it, and we see. We can literally call a person from that country and see the person can walk us around and show us places. Right? This is how developed and advanced we've become. Imagine, this is how our mind has been programmed to virtually accept things. Maut is not virtual. It is beyond our capacity. We don't understand it. We see it, but we don't understand it. This is why we try to put it out of our mind. It is something to understand. Ruh niklegi dil mein se. When the ruh leaves the vessel of the body and the body just becomes stale and done. We put it in the Qabristan. This morning when I woke up at about 8:30 Toronto time, I saw the church, which is just opposite where I live here. It was filled with cars. I said, what's happening? There's a big gathering at this time of the morning. But it clicked in my head because I saw everybody getting out of their cars in black clothing. few minutes later, the hearse came. They took out the dead body. And I said, Ya Allah, imagine that body is going to the akhirat already. Perpetual punishment awaiting him if he had not accepted Iman. In which most cases, I highly doubt it too. Right? Because it's a non-Muslim burial that's taking place. And in that situation, what do we think? Right? कि एक और रूह चले गए जहन्नम के अंदर. Shaitan has been successful on one more person. ये हमारा काम है. नबी का उम्मत एक और बंदा चला गया जहन्नम के अंदर. One more ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Non-Muslim, everybody, we're all part of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's ummah. It's not just Muslims. Muslims are not just the ummati of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All insan are ummat of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We're all supposed to be saved. We're all supposed to have hidayat coming to or flowing through us. Some of us being given a head start, others have to work hard, and some of us, we just don't get it. We've become hard-headed, we've become doctrinated to what the dunya is telling us. That, you know what, oh, forget about death, just enjoy your life, enjoy what happens in this world, you only live once mentality, right? This is how shaitan has evolved us into a nation of ignorance. Perpetually just forgetting ibadat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Godliness has gone, godlessness has taken over. When you talk about God to people, they're like, don't talk about that kind of stuff to me. Right? I don't, maybe I believe, I don't know, but I believe something, but I don't really attach myself to it. Most Christians are Christians because of Christmas. They're not Christian because of the faith of Christianity. They have no clue. Right? They just know something about Jesus, something. Most young people, you ask them today, they have no clue. Most Jewish youngsters, they don't have a clue about their own Torah. Most Hindu youngsters, they don't even, most mazhabs, most religions that are on planet Earth today, righteous or not, whatever the people's belief are, their youngsters are not even on their faith. Hamare mu'min ke bacche kya ho raha hai? What is happening to the faith of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Jo wahidul qahar, the one Allah that, you know, we know deen is sahih. We know that Islam is the correct way. This only success is in this way. And death will separate us from everything in this world. So if we don't train ourselves today, what's going to happen with our youngsters when we pass away? They're going to have no Islam left inside of them. They'll have no hidayat, no guidance. If we're not becoming muhtadi, the guide towards them, who will guide our young people? We have to become the setting example. Talk about death in your homes. Bring death reality into your life. I'm not telling you, and I've said this before in all my lectures, I'm not telling anyone, don't enjoy your life. Don't go with your wife places. Don't be romantic. Don't go and take your children out for, you know, picnics and what. I never said any of this. And it will never be recorded from my mouth that to not enjoy life. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam enjoyed his life. But he never let death escape his mentality, because death is the imminent factor of reality. These are but things that are part of life. Death is not a part of life. It's a part of leaving life. It takes life out of you. So because we're so scared of all the time, you know, it's going to ruin all the good things. No, death is not for a person who's a muttaqeen. Death is but an enjoyment thing to him, because it's going to connect him back to his Allah. Like how a young person is, or any person getting married. But I usually mention young people because it's more exciting for them, right? So when a young person or a person is getting married, how does he feel to meet the person that he's about to marry? Exciting, right? He's anticipating the nikah day. He's counting down the days in his calendar, and he's looking forward to it. He makes plans towards getting married, right? He talks about it. He makes others aware about it. This is what we're doing as ulama, as warasatul anbiya, as the people who have iman inside of us. We should be talking about death, preparing for death, so that occasion when it comes, it's a happy moment for us, that we leave the world crying, we leave the world smiling, with a smile on our face, and everybody's crying behind us. We've gone home to meet Allah with a big smile on our face. Ya Allah, I'm hazir and nazir now. I'm ready to come home. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala welcomes us home. Welcome, welcome. Ahlan wa sahlan marhaban. He welcomes us home to Jannatul Firdaus. And there we have no worries ever. No kind of halnaki, fear, nothing. No one can touch us. No one can harm us. No one can bother us ever again. We will be relaxed forever and ever in eternity. So, if we don't prepare ourselves in this dunya for death, don't expect anything from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the benefits, any pleasures from Allah after we depart from this world. Preparation for death is through a'mal salih. In this month of Ramadan, the doors of rahmat have closed, the doors of maghfirat have opened. In few more days, doors of maghfirat will close, and the doors of salvation of the fire of Jahannam will enter. And then all of it will be over just before we know it. Ramadan will be gone. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept my a'mal, my tawbah, and the words that are coming out of my mouth. May He make it that it has an impact on all of the listeners, audience, male and female, Muslim, non-Muslim, on everyone's soul and heart, that it leaves a reverberation that you want to change your life and you start preparing for the akhirat ki zindagi, for the life after death. Life in this world is but a mirage. You will walk towards the water that you thought was in the desert, and there's nothing there except in maut. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all of us and give us the ability to make amal upon what is being said, and give us the chance to prepare for death. Jazakallahu khair wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.